Right up there, and it's 5 o'clock. We'll have call the public hearing to order. Is anybody here to discuss anything with the public hearing? Well, we'll wait for 5 minutes and see if anybody else comes in and wants to talk about it.
No, we heard it was gonna be a hailstorm, so they brought the other car from Clarksville and put it on the carport.
That's good. Do they have one up there? Do they have a carport up there?
Yeah, but they got too many cars.
Not
Probably needs battery change.
I didn't even notice it. I was wondering why it was taking so long.
Hmm?
I said I was wondering why it was taking so long to get to 5 o'clock.
He said the other day he didn't know he was gonna find fish with him this time.
Does he go on the weekends or just during the day? That's nice.
He don't have no service.
Whenever.
Whenever the notion
Whenever,
is
yeah,
going fishing,
yeah.
he goes. But I'll tell him.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Holler at you on the weekend maybe.
I remember we talked about it before. Does he still go on? Well, you can't get the boat ramp down there, can you?
No,
Things
we have
closed.
to go up here.
Yeah.
And the rivers are so much new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff they haven't done in below the harbor, wasn't it?
That's some grass and creek.
With that one.
Are you talking about water bath?
No, no water.
And I don't think I have to put it on the other side, so they make big barges. That's some heavy equipment they have.
Oh, yeah, they was loaded.
Yeah. I do. I started doing the best thing I've ever done.
Rodney said last night though, he was ready to start fishing again.
He's supposed to went to,
Had surgery today, lately, you heard from him?
We do too.
he's afraid that I said, Rodney, if they don't see you, you need to start.
That's the truth.
I said, well, I don't want nobody messing around on my back.
Nothing from him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I pressure canned them last year. So I did the condo potatoes, like those.
I think he said he had to go a little over 10.
Yeah, and I just like
10:30, 10:45.
four ways, I guess. Just chocolate.
I just said, after I didn't get to sleep for the longer day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
I've only like taken out and stewed potatoes or fried potatoes.
Especially when you get hard, anything you put to sleep is fish.
Mm-hmm. He's got that heart trouble anyway, and a diabetic.
That's true.
We're in a lot of salt. Yeah. And I used every one that I had.
Mm-hmm.
No comment, we'll call a public hearing closed. We'll call the regular meeting to order and have reading of the minutes.
The Board of Mayor and Aldermen of Cumberland City met in regular session Thursday, May 2nd, 2024 at City Hall. Also in attendance was City Recorder Kristen Mathis, Levi Page with Stewart County Standard, Tina Ramsey with Stewart County Stream, and also several city residents. Mayor Vaughn called the meeting to order at 5 p.m. and called for the reading of April meeting minutes. They were approved on a motion by Gunson, second by Gillum. No unusual expenses reported. First on the agenda was Codes Director David Kimberling and Joseph Manners to discuss the first reading of Ordinance 2408, an ordinance to amend zoning map map 123, parcel 1000, portion track 1 and track 2 from agricultural to residential. Emily Vaughn giving verbal agreement. Followed with a subdivision regulation guideline with the fire protection and utilities. Cumberland noted that the fire hydrant shall be located 1,000 feet apart, 500 feet from the residential lot. Also that he must have fire protection before the resident can move into the residence. Cumberland stated that the developer is responsible for the maintenance of the road on Yahoo Hill. City will not be responsible. Mathis stated that Mike Perigo, Public Works Director, wanted to stress that the fire hydrant is the developer's responsibility for the first year after installed before the city could take responsibility for the fire hydrant. A motion was made by Gunson, second by Gillum. Motion carried. Next, first reading of ordinance 2409, parking regulations in an industrial park roadway, states that a citation in the amount of $50 will be issued for the following: parking, stopping, tarping in any trailer or motorized vehicle, commercial or otherwise, within the shoulder, right-of-way, or any portion of the roadway. A motion was made by Gillum, second by Gunson. Motion carried. Next, first reading of ordinance 2410, access to premises. After a short discussion about the premises ruling of ordinance 2410, a motion was made by Gunson, second by Gillum. Next, first reading of ordinance 2411, fiscal year budget 2024-25. Recorder Mathis went over line item changes. After a short discussion, Alderman Gunson made a motion, second by Gillum, passed on the first reading. Mayor Vaughn called for other business. No one was brought forth. Motion to adjourn was made by Gunson, second by Gillum. Meeting adjourned at 5:23.
You heard the reading of the minutes. If there's no additions or corrections, do I hear a motion accept as read?
I make a motion.
Motion second.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carried. Are there any unusual expenses? Second reading, 2024-08, amending zoning. This is on Joseph Manners' property. Do I hear a motion to accept on the second reading?
I make a motion to accept it.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carried. Second reading, 2024-09, parking regulations in the park. Do I hear a motion to accept on the second reading?
Motion.
Motion,
Second.
second,
Second.
Linda. Any further discussion?
So after this is in play, we're good, right, Rick?
Mm-hmm.
To cite the trucks for
Yeah.
littering and tarping on the side of the road.
Okay,
Yes, sir. As I understand it.
great.
Motion to accept on the second reading, 2024-09. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carried. Second reading, 2410, access and permission. This is to access the property for the water meters and stuff.
Motion.
Motion, second.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion carried. Second reading on ordinance 2411. On the budget for 24-25. Do I hear a motion to accept on the second reading?
I make a motion.
Motion and second.
Second.
Any further discussion?
Just a brief little description, please. Just to make
The
sure.
only changes from last year to this year, of course, we know that the revenue's down on taxes, so that's a change. We went over increases in wages, so that's a change on the salaries on each department. We are getting new computers this year with local government, so that was a little bit of increase in office supplies in the general fund category. And then insurance with liability, with PEP, and property had went up just a little bit. So those were really the only big changes that we had for this year, other than just going up just a little bit on everything, because everything's went up. I mean, if I buy coffee for the office, it's gone up a couple dollars than what it was last year.
Any more questions?
I'm good.
Have a roll call vote for this amount of money.
Short,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Gillum, Milligan,
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes. Christie, do.
I just wanted to address Grice's Creek area. Since the boat dock down here at Cumberland City is closed, they've referred people to go to Grice's Creek. And there's not a sign down by that road. There needs to be a sign because boats or trucks pulling boats are driving up and down through there to find somewhere to turn around at to get back down to try to find the boat dock. We went down and cleaned up a couple months ago, and there was a family there while we were cleaning up having a picnic on the picnic tables. They are broken and falling apart. I don't know where. I know it is, I guess since it's leased to the camp to Cumberland City, is that part of their position to take care of that? Is what I'm kind of wanting to find out.
Is it up to us to take care of picnic tables and stuff like that if they're broken?
No, all we have to do is, all we're responsible for is mowing and picking up the trash. And every time we put a barrel up there, somebody puts batteries in it and everything else, we can't get it out, and then they got where they steal it. But no, the picnic tables and stuff are not.
Okay, what about,
Who is responsible? Who
That's
is?
Corps.
Corps?
That's Corps of Engineer property, and all we've got is the lease on it, and we have to keep it mowed.
and I think they have to keep it cleaned as well, right?
Trash barrel.
Right,
Yeah.
trash.
Mhm.
Because I know that since I've lived in Cumberland City, that's always been one of the hot spots for drug deals to go down. And I feel like after we, went up and cleaned up and some of the stuff that I saw there, that if there was lights down there and maybe, a sign saying what it was when you're going in so that you can see where Grice's Creek is when you're going down the road, and kept clean, that it's gonna show those people that it's not, somebody's taking care of it and they need to go on down the road somewhere. But right now, it just looks like a driveway that goes into the Wallace residence.
I spoke with CEMC, and they said we would be responsible to open up a 40-foot right-of-way for the power line to go down there. And it would be up to us to get access to the property to be used for that, to go down through there for CEMC. And CEMC to put the poles and wire down through there would be $29,000. And that didn't,
Is that recently?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then Rick called down and they gave him the same figures they gave me, I believe a day or so after that. And we'll be responsible to buy the lights and the meter base and this, that, and the other also. And of course, we do not own that. All we do is lease that. That Corps is the owner of that property.
But didn't a few years back, we had to turn some lights off here in town where the citizens are at to lower the bills?
I don't know that we ever turned any off. But it's several we did not add. And the last ones that was added was to the tennis court. And the last ones we've added.
There might be another way. I agree with you. Obviously, the city can't throw out 30 grand.
No, I agree with that.
That's not a good option, I don't think, but, closing of this boat ramp,
I think
I think I
TVA
can
should
put,
be
I
responsible.
think I can
is
put a
what
little
I'm
leverage
thinking.
there, right.
It's-
And I'll make that my personal agenda there to see what I can do with that.
Okay. Cause that's really what I thought was, you would think that since they publicly announced that they should spend a little money on that down there.
Yeah, it's gonna get complicated, Christie, because of the Corps and the government as well. But, you know, it don't hurt to try to find out. So that's what
I mean,
I'll
there's
promise you
families
that I'll
going
take
down
care
there,
of.
that's my thing, is like, there's,
Yeah.
you know, we found,
You know, a lot of people
Fields
uses that
and
boat
other
ramp,
things
and
down
it's
there, so
it's
it's-
out for a year and a half or whatever,
or longer. you
or
know.
longer probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
There's another way. I don't know what's out there as far as quality right now. Cause you can get some of these lights, they may last a year or two, whatever, but there are solar powered, street lamps.
Yeah,
They're supposed to
I thought
be
about that
pretty
too. I was
high powered.
thinking that.
The poles that you normally get that I see online run anywhere from 300 to 700. I can get us some 25-foot poles for about 130, maybe a little less, depends. I think the solar powered it should be on the table at least as an option. Because if sometime down the road, the city and the Corps, you know, decide to not continue to lease, we can get our lights, you know. Otherwise, if we put out that $30,000, which we obviously can't do, we're spending money on property that doesn't belong to us anyway.
Right.
So if y'all want me to, I'll continue digging into that. and see what we
Absolutely.
come
Yeah,
up
I mean,
with.
let's look into all the options that we can get.
The other question that I do have, and he and I talked about it the other day, you've got this boat ramp down here, it's gonna be closed for another year and a half, 2 years, whatever it is. Most people are used to going down there at night and fishing, whether they're putting in a boat or not. The sign up at Grice's Creek does say day use only, except for boats putting in and out. Is there a good way to handle that as far as people just want to go down there and fish? Do we need to find some way to close that off at night, or just leave it open and kind of disregard the sign for now? How do we need to handle it?
I don't think you can close it.
You're right, there's no good way to close it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that go down there, like, at night or early in the morning for fishing,
Yeah, yeah.
so.
Just from my side of the ballgame, I do think we need to seriously look into, though, like Christie was talking about, lighting of some type and video surveillance down there. Because she's right, I have worked a lot of stuff down there over the years.
Which we're still working on the video, so we're getting that. That'd be the next budget. That is something that we budgeted for this one, to get some video cameras for down there, so
Good.
that was something we talked about previously.
Let's you know, any ideas, call me, text me, email me, whatever. But I'll definitely start looking at this as well too. I mean,
So
obviously,
who would we contact? Was the Corps the first ones to put in the picnic tables and the grills, or was that something that was done afterwards?
She's got the name of the people that we have to deal with.
The
but
Corps, I think,
The
did
Corps
that.
did, I think, 'cause it was
I just
on
had
both
Hancock
sides
and
of
he
the
never-
road.
Well, no, it's on the paperwork.
Okay.
We've got the contract back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read the.
It's
I
not
read the
just
contract,
necessarily
and it-
She
Hancock.
took out. She took out a
I read the contract that's
Report on
on it,
that.
it's just, it doesn't list anything specifically, other than it does say that the city is responsible for maintaining.
That's really.
So
what I
however
wanted to.
you look at maintaining, but to me, maintaining is, keeping up whatever property was there when it was obtained. So that's gonna be keeping it clean, keeping the grass mowed, making sure that the equipment that is there is usable, and it's not right now. So that's where my questions come into play, like, the Corps is probably gonna say, well, the city is leasing that, that's up to them, you know?
your Corps probably will. But
But we don't know, but like I said, with
Yeah,
this-
they was
They've been told
destroyed
for years.
They rented
But, with this, you know, of closing the boat dock down here, that's only increasing the traffic up there.
Mhm,
And so, somewhere, I just feel like that there's some some of it can be maybe handled, you know, through TVA or something to help get that up there cleaned up, and, or not cleaned up, but fixed. Like, even a sign, you know, there's no sign on 149 saying this is Grice's Creek. So is that something the city might could do, or is that again fall back to the Corps?
Again, we don't own it. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't own it.
Let me do some checking. I don't know a great answer to tell you right now, but I will find out.
Okay.
That's what I will do, and I'll try to leverage some stuff right there as well to see what I can figure out. You know, closing this one makes it a real burden on this one now. So yeah, I'll find out,
Okay.
and I'll definitely let you know.
Okay. Thank you.
But it's a great idea. I think something needs to be done now. But I'll find out.
When the Corps first put it in, there was all kinds of picnics, and churches had
Oh,
picnics
yeah.
up there and everything,
Yeah.
when they first opened it up.
Yeah, and there were, like I said, the day we were cleaning up, there was a family down there having a picnic, and, you know, it made my heart happy. It's like, okay, well, they came here to go have a picnic, you know. But then you look around and it's like, oh, there's, you know, the one picnic table that they were sitting at is the only one that is sittable.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
haven't even
kind of
been down there in a
sad
while.
when that's all we have right now.
I imagine a lot of the teenagers got in and destroyed all them.
And the houses
Well,
just
Well, they're
broke all
just
to
old.
pieces.
I don't know that, I mean, to me, they don't look like they were torn up that way. It just looks like they've fallen apart, you know. Concrete stuff has all busted.
I'll find out.
Thank you.
Thank you. You wanna,
Yeah. So, on behalf of Boo Beecham and myself and an anonymous person that doesn't want to be spoke of, but without him, this probably couldn't have happened as well too. We wanted to do a little something for Mr. David Dunlap, and we had this sign made for Mr. Dunlap in honoring his name to be put up there on Concord right there. We definitely understand the situation that it was and what meant to the community, what he done for the community. And we appreciated that, and just a small remembrance of Mr. Dunlap in honor of, like I said, Stewart County Mayor Boo Beecham, Anonymous, and myself went in and done this. No monetary monies was spent by the city or anything else, but what I would like to ask the board members, if we could have the city employees put this sign up in remembrance of Mr. Dunlap.
I'll make a motion that we do.
where do we need to locate?
I'm gonna revert back to y'all. Do y'all have a preference on location?
Can it go somewhere on Congress?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
but any certain place on Congress, you
Which
want
end?
it.
How about across the road? How about across the road from the house?
Where the church thing, the road
Yeah.
goes.
Would that be?
Like where Russell and Conger kind of go together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just a small remembrance of Mr. Dunlap and what he's done for the community. We appreciate it.
After the meeting, I'm gonna get a picture of you and her with that.
Absolutely.
Motion is made, do I hear a second?
Second.
Second, that'd be a roll call vote, because it pertains to some money, we gotta get it posted, the guys took doing it.
Short.